Hi friends, it's Heather Moxie again, and in this week's DIY, you're going to learn how to make a latch board, otherwise known as a sensory board or busy board. They come in all kinds of names and sizes and shapes, and they're also very expensive. So instead of spending a ton of money on a gift that's not personal and it's totally generic, I'm going to show you how to save your money and spend only a little bit on simple materials from the hardware store and the craft store. And in the end, you'll end up with a gift that's sure to keep little hands busy without hurting your budget. For this project, you'll need some hinges, a wooden plaque, a drill, some brushes, some paint, stain, and of course Modge Podge. To begin, you're going to want to seal off the edges of your frame. Now, you're going to be staining the face, so you want to make sure that no paint is going to be able to get underneath. And when we paint the edges, this is going to be the tricky part. So instead of trying to keep the paint from getting on the face of the plaque, I just went ahead and sealed it off. It's a lot easier, makes painting go a lot faster. As for painting, you can use whatever type of brush you want. I personally love foam brushes because they make the process go a lot faster. You're not actually trying to paint anything, you're just trying to get color onto a surface, so foam brushes work wonders. With the back of the board, it does not matter. Just throw the paint on there. This is going to be a toy. It's not going to be a piece of artwork, so I don't follow any rules when it comes to painting anything, really. But especially with things I know you're not going to see, it's just basically filler. Just throw that color on there. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, go in the same strokes eventually, but there's really no rules here. Also, random side note for anyone wondering, this was a project done on a very rainy day, so you get to see feet and sweats and just Heather not caring because it's raining outside, so hey. After it's had a little bit of time to dry, go ahead and add your second coat of paint. Depending on what color you use, it really doesn't matter. You can decide whether you want to add another coat or not, but I try to always do 2 coats. And now for the fun part. Go ahead and remove your tape, get it all cleaned up, make sure none of your paint is see-through. I made a huge boo-boo and actually got paint on it while painting, and I didn't notice until it had dried, so don't do that. Sanding is completely optional. I typically don't sand these craft plaques, but it's just up to you, and some people will tell you to sand before you stain always, and other people don't. With these craft plaques, it really doesn't matter. If you do sand, always wipe it down with a damp rag afterwards. And now you get to stain. This is honestly my favorite part of any project. When I get to work with stain, I don't know what it is. It's something about painting it on and watching it seep into the wood, and it just creates this awesome color. I always use this stain. It's my go-to stain. I think it's called American Finish or American whatever. I'm such a crafter, I don't even know the name. But anyway, the name is in the description box, and I love this stain. I have it on my dining table, and I've pretty much taken a vow of if I ever stain anything ever, I'm 9 out of 10 probably going to use this stain just because the color is just so beautiful. Just remember with stain, always work with the grain. It's not like the acrylic paint where you can just slap it on there because it will sink into the wood and ruin your life. You can use the damp towel from earlier and go in and clean up any edges that may have, gone onto your paint. Just always make sure you do this before it dries. And after your first coat of stain has had a little bit of time to dry, you can go ahead and start your second coat. Typically with this stain, I only do 2 coats because 3 coats it kind of gets a little messy, and then, nobody has time for that. And 2 coats, it's kind of perfect. It just really depends on personal preference and the color that you're looking for, and also the time that you have. This craft turned out to be start in the day, end at night. I ended up doing 3 coats, I think, just to kind of even it out and to get a little bit more contrast with the yellow, but I probably would have stopped there because the more coats you do, the more you're gonna have to clean up the edges, and it kind of ruins the yellow. So it's really just about do you want to do it? After your stain has had a little bit of time to dry, you can flip it over and go ahead and start on your Modge Podge. Now, you can use any type of seal that you want. Modge Podge is my go-to, and you'll often hear me call it Modge Podge, but to each their own. I just love it because it's so versatile, and a tub like the one you see there isn't that expensive if you use a coupon at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. It's really just, know your limits and know your tools. I was starting to use Modge Podge in almost every project that I was doing because of how versatile it is and how great it dries and how perfect it is. It's just, the holy grail. But if you're not going to use it a lot, don't do it. Just use your coupon on the tinier acrylic size of the Modge Podge, because if you're not going to use it a lot, it's just a lot easier to do it that way. Don't be alarmed if you've never used Modge Podge before. Say that 5 times fast, Modge Podge. If you've never used it before, it goes on white and it dries clear. So, it really helps on seeing, especially on that stain piece, where am I going, where have I been, as far as do I need more here or there. It won't dry faster than you can paint it on. So that's another reason why I really love it. And also say hello to my Chewini Tyler eating his dinner in the background. He kind of took over this project. Make sure you get your Modge Podge in literally every nook and cranny of this project. You want to cover the entire thing with Modge Podge. This little thing, this toy is going to be played with by little hands, and you want to make sure that they don't have access to any of the stain or the paint that we just smeared all over it. So definitely go through, especially in those beveled edges, make sure it's good. You'll know it's ready and had enough time to dry when it's no longer sticky or tacky to the touch and your Modge Podge is completely clear. It's almost as if it's not even there. Go ahead and start arranging your pieces in any type of arrangement you want. I took inspiration from a blog called Young House Love. I'll link them through. They were one of my favorite, they still are one of my favorite blogs ever as far as DIY projects go. They took a little hiatus after they had their second baby, but this was one of the toys that they made for their daughter, and I absolutely love the project, and I've been wanting to do it for a very long time. After you've decided where you want your pieces to go, you can go ahead and drill them in and you're all set. The project is literally done. All you had to do was place and drill. All the work is just in staining and painting, and that's it. I actually added initials because I wanted to personalize it a little more, and here he is on his first birthday playing with his toy that his auntie made him from scratch. I am so happy with how this project turned out, and I just cannot wait to see him playing with it more, see his little hands figuring out how all the locks work. It's just going to be great. So let me know what you guys think of this DIY latch board, and if you decide to do this project for yourself, go ahead and tweet me at HeatherMoxieDIY, and go on over and check my channel out. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. I'm a fairly new channel, but I will have content coming out every Saturday most likely, so subscribe. Bye!